Okay. We're live again.
Wait for it.
I want to give it like 10 seconds because last time it was fine until...
I want to share the new one and it's being cranky.
It's very good.
I don't hear anything. I think we're okay.
I'm also sharing it on my community post. But hello. Welcome to the Gleam Liveshow.
All good.
Oh my gosh.
Phew.
Hopefully it works this time. I really don't know what happened. Like,
StreamYard just decided to do its own thing. That's fine.
yeah. I closed every single tab that was open, so I'm really hoping I didn't close something important, but I was really stressed. I just like...
Oh no.
You're good.
Let's try. Let's try this again. Hello. Welcome to the live show for Gleam by Raven Kennedy. Very excited. I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my echo that I hope we have that obviously by DNF the series, which is totally fine, and I think a couple people in the Discord didn't like it, so we still get some people to hang out with us today and chat about it, but
I'm really interested to know what you guys thought.
I am too. I feel like this one is either going to make or break the series for us, but also like everyone else. So we can go around and also hello, say what we rated it, and maybe just like very general thoughts on the book. So this part's going to be not spoilery. So if you haven't read the book, totally good to still watch right now, and then we'll give you a heads up on when spoilers will start. So, Mel, do you want to go first?
That's what I was going back to look and see. What exactly did I rate it? I think I just finished it on Monday, so I haven't sat on it very long. But preliminary before we discuss it, probably a low 3. There were things that I liked. I still like the writing style. I think she's got a really easy writing style. I still like the characters, but there are several like spoilery things that annoyed the ever-living crap out of me, and I just couldn't quite get past it. So it's still really repetitive, and I felt like way too long. I think that was my biggest problem.
What about you, Amanda?
Well, I give it 5 stars. Because obviously the romance was more prevalent in this one, so that's what I'm here for. I'm surprised Rye DNF. I didn't know this.
She DNF the second one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it got really good in this one, but I liked the second one too. I don't know if I was there for that live show.
Yeah,
I missed it, but I give that one 5 stars too, I think. So yeah, I'm excited to read Glow. Like, I'm ready.
I need to buy Glow. I'm slacking.
Okay. I ended up giving it 4.5. So definitely my favorite so far in the series. And it was going to be 5 stars until the epilogue, which we will talk about when we get to spoilers. And that's kind of what really knocked the half star down. But I really, really like this one. I love the romance. I actually liked the smut. I know, crazy. I like smut. Who is she? But I liked it. I liked like the politics built up. I liked some more intense things that happened near the end, which again, spoilers, but we'll talk about that. I just really, really liked how this story was crafted. And I feel like we're finally getting some answers about and finally starting to actually learn. And like the whole series overall is definitely slower than I would like it to be in terms of all that. But now that we're like in it and we're getting to know the stuff, I'm like, it's fine. Give it to me all. Give it all to me. Like, I want it right now. So, and now Siri is thinking I'm talking to her. Everything's going wrong today, but let us know what you rated it in the chat. We'd love to know. Hello, Rachel. What is up? And also, Rachel, what is up? I gave it 4 stars. Excited to see what happens next. Nice. We are gonna dive into spoilers now. So let me pull up my little spoilers scanner in case someone's mic is making noises.
Is it me? There's thunderstorming going on, so my Wi-Fi might be a little spotty. But let me make sure.
I think it may just be the blanket.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the blanket. You're good.
Yay.
But Mia, thank you for letting us know. I didn't even notice. I'm so scatterbrained, but okay. Let's talk spoilers. I'm really excited to talk about this one because clearly we had mixed feelings. So, Mel, you said that there was some spoilery stuff that really irritated you.
Mm-hmm.
Spill the tea.
First of all, I want to know, the desk thing, the powers only working during the daytime, was that in the previous books and I just completely missed it? Or did she just conveniently do that so that they could get busy and she wouldn't have to overcomplicate things?
I think it maybe was alluded to, but not really. They were never explained. I feel like maybe she waited to,
so
figure out what
basically
she wanted to do with it.
easy for them to get busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought.
I don't remember. Because that part shocked me too because I didn't remember it being in the first 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like it definitely was there as more convenience.
Yeah.
For them to get together and stuff. And also, I feel like it kind of went from not really dealing with the whole she can only use her powers during the day until to bam, that's all that she's doing. The whole book I feel like revolved around that.
Exactly.
Which was interesting. I liked the magic aspect of it. I liked that she had to wait until the sun goes down and stuff. I liked how that built on the magic. But yeah, it kind of did come out of the blue.
Yeah. I don't know. Then I didn't love the Midas points of view. They were just 2 chapters in the very beginning, and it almost seemed like she wanted us to be a little more sympathetic to him. But we're not supposed to be. That's the whole point. So why even bother including those chapters to begin with? Because he's supposed to be a villain. We're not supposed to get a sympathetic backstory. And then it was 2 chapters at the very beginning, and then we never got anything else the rest of the book. I'm like, why bother? It just seemed really unnecessary to me.
Yeah. That's interesting that you bring that up because I had the complete opposite response to his chapters.
Okay.
I hated him even more after reading them. After being in his head and seeing how just psycho he is, I think I not once felt sympathy for him. It just made me hate him even more. So that's interesting that
I meant the parts where they were talking about his dad and that kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't want sympathy for you. Gotcha. You're an evil, conniving, crazy person.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I feel like maybe they put the perspective of him because I think in the second book, didn't we get him more? Or at least at the end. So maybe it was a transition type thing.
I feel like he was really gone the second book because it was mostly
okay. Maybe I'm thinking of the first one.
Yeah, the first one he definitely was there, but then the second one he wasn't really in the book until the second half because they were in that campsite or whatever area for most.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Y'all keep continue. I have crazy animals.
They did have the queen a lot in this one, right? I literally read this so long ago, so I'm my brain's coming to terms. But
yeah,
we did get the queen a lot more, right?
Yeah, which I really liked. I really liked her perspective and seeing her and Midas. Well, they didn't really interact because they were in different parts of the world or whatever. But I really liked how they had messengers going back and forth, and then he completely ruined her standing and
she's such a strategist.
Yeah, I love her. She's definitely not a good person.
No.
But I love her.
We love the queen.
Well, the queen, Mel.
And the fact that
like
she
the queen.
literally, like,
Well,
just made everything white again or whatever. Like, she got rid of the gold.
she's a
I was like,
vindictive bitch. We love it. Yeah, I actually wish she had been in Gleam more because she was a ton in Glint. And I was like, I want more of you.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're slowly building up to get more of her. Like, I feel like she's going to be a really important character in Glow. And then whatever the last one is the last one gold? Is it just called
I
gold?
think so.
oh, that would be cool.
So I feel like, because the first one, we only get like a couple interactions. And then the second's a little more. Third one, we got a lot of perspective from her. So I don't know, I feel like she might play an important role. Maybe we'll have a girls team up. Well, we don't have to because he's dead. But like a girls team up together moment.
Yeah, I don't know if I fully buy that either. We'll see.
There's no trees.
Oh, she's making a reference to the Bone Ships live where apparently there's no trees and we all missed it for the entirety of the series. Oops.
Yeah. Also, I love this. I love that we're muted. I love the support.
Okay. I agree with this statement.
Gleam didn't have enough Rip for me, especially after Glint. I was dying for more Rip/King Rock content in the first like 65% of the book. Okay, fair.
I agree with this. I think that's where I felt like it was the slowest, is the first half just felt like a lot of the same scenes over and over and over again. She was constantly talking about getting out of her prison. She was constantly talking about going and finding these people. It was just the same stuff over and over again, which I think was to drive the point home that she's finally sick of his crap. But I don't feel like we needed 300 pages of it, personally.
Well, this one was the one
in the beginning
with the saddle plot, right? Like her trying to get her friend out of the situation.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like I just liked every time Midas and Arin like interacted, because she was just so like over it. It's just like the way that she talks to him now. Like, I feel like it's just so different, and so it just shows so much growth from especially like the first book. So I personally like really liked that she was constantly like, can you like not do this? Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I was like, yes, girl, you tell him. Because I was like, you waited your whole life to assert some dominance.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do it when she was younger. Like, she didn't do it at all, because we got like a little bit of her backstory. And so I was just like rooting for her. I was like, yes, you tell him.
I liked that. Yeah, I liked that. I just felt like it got a little bit
too much
repetitive, I guess. But I liked the fact that she finally grew that spine and stood up to Midas. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So left the book. I just got tired of Midas and was like, dang, dude, you're so annoying. Yeah, every time I was reading his perspective, I was just like, I want to hit this man so
off his head.
Like, I mean, I will say it was very satisfying. I had to reread that part because I like finished the scene and then I was like, wait, there's no way, like he's just gone. Like, there's no way that I just read that. So I had to like reread it because I was like, what's gonna happen in the next 2 books if like our villain is not even there?
The queen.
That could be cool too. She because right now, like, she could really tip either way. She's definitely not a good person, but like, is she villain vibes, or does she have like some kind of redemption?
But I think it's going to be a good villain. Definitely villain, but a good villain.
Good villain.
I'm curious if what's going to come of the new like queen, how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
Good Lord, stop.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot the fourth kingdom. Fourth kingdom? I cannot keep up.
One of the kingdoms.
Yeah. That like she seems smart. Like very smart. Like her like basic interaction with Arin where she was like, I know what you're up to. Like, don't mess with me. I was like, this girl knows everything.
Her magic is really cool and unique too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I also like the the scene where they're sitting at the table, like he invited the queen from that realm or kingdom or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, show us a demonstration of your magic, Midas." I was like, "Girl, don't do it. Do not help.
I know.
Leave him hanging." Oh, but she showed as much like rebellion as she could in that moment, so I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll take it."
That would have been so satisfying.
If he was just like, it's not working, I must be tired. Like,
yeah.
It's
after
dusk.
Still bright outside, like
Yeah.
But I'm like, what would he have done if she just said no? Like,
I'm sure he'd have come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's insane. Also, this is my boyfriend just being dumb. Yeah, okay.
Good point, babe.
I loved her growth in this book and her interaction with the saddles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked that she was trying to team up with them. Well, just a couple of them to like escape. Mist was really annoying, but like I understood why she is the way that she is.
She still needs a throat punch, though.
Yeah, like I don't know. Every time she was saying like, "You're just jealous that I am like his favored now," or like whatever. It's just like, girl, she's literally trying to save your life. Like I just want to like shake her by the shoulders, like, you idiot. But again, like understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, who was the other? Who was the girl that was obsessed? No, not her. The one that she wanted to bring with her, who was obsessed with
the drug one.
Like,
Poppy and Rissa.
Yeah.
The drug thing was crazy. I know. I was reading this like, what are y'all consuming?
The little Gleam LSD.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. That was cool. That I don't know if cool's the right
That
word.
was cool.
I was like, wait, that's not
Give me some of that.
But like I liked that they kind of included that aspect of it and just showed how much more like they're trying to get the saddles in control, and how, because I feel like he kind of knows that they're going to like rebel, or like obviously he's seeing that he was losing control of Arin. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna do what other kingdoms do. Take that.
I do kind of wish, though, that the saddles had a little bit more, I don't know, the way that they're treated and the way that they're tried to be controlled almost indicates more power than they actually have. And I think it would be interesting to have explored the fact that that job holds a certain level of power over people. And I don't feel like we talked about that a whole lot, even though it's implied. I kind of wish we had talked about that a little bit more.
Maybe we will get that more in the next 2 books, because obviously, like, now that Midas is pieced out, like I'm really curious, like, where the story's gonna go.
Yeah, it almost seemed like it wrapped up, so I'm curious to see how we're gonna finish out 2 more books, big books.
Yeah, chunky.
I know. Was this like originally 4 books, and then she's like, "This is popular. Let me."
I think it was always 5, but I could be mistaken on that. Becca did an interview with her.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say, Mel?
Becca did an interview with her for Farrah Feb, and I can't remember what she said, but she did talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely could have been written in 4, though. Like, I feel like with 3, I wouldn't have believed some of the character development. So I feel like a quartet would have been like a sweet spot, but I'm curious and like interested to see what she does with the rest of the series.
I agree.
I would have loved the Midas embarrassment. I do wish he was shamed in public more.
Yeah,
like it was. Like, I mean, we can talk about that whole part at the end, because that's why I did not give it 5 stars. Because the epilogue pissed me off, and not even really, like okay, so we got like the whole big fight, like everything's intense moment, and it was like so many pages, right? Like we're just reading like one thing after another, and then she's like, can't control my powers. Rip is like, you got this, babe, and like all of that stuff, and we're like, okay, cool. And then I turned to the epilogue, and we just like reversed back in time and read the exact same scene again.
Yep.
Just from
so unnecessary.
I was so angry. Like I was literally so frustrated. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you?"
Add anything? It did not add anything. It was just the
it was-
same scene, different point of view.
It was literally just for like the very, very end of like how he is like gonna use his powers to kind of help her. So like if Raven Kennedy had just had that last part from his perspective, then I would have been like, okay, makes sense, because we're like the purpose is to see why he's using his powers and all of that. But I was just reading the whole thing like so frustrated, like because the dialogue was the same, like every action happening was the same, and it was just like a little bit different.
Yeah,
it was you're in Rip's head.
Agreed. I'm hoping we get more of him in the next book, because I just feel like for a fantasy romance where you obviously have a clear secondary main character, he's only in like 20% of every book. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to have a prominent main character, which he obviously is, he's crucial to the story, but he's barely in it at all for the first 3. They're massive books. I don't understand that choice. It's a weird choice.
Yeah. I'm just banking on it all coming together in book 4 and 5. Like I'm really hoping
a lot of pages to get to book 4 and 5.
Yeah, but I don't know, because obviously I loved this one. I loved the third one, but like I feel like I rated it higher purely because I was just having a fun time.
Yeah.
Reading it. But like objectively, like everything like Mel you're saying, I'm like, yeah, true. I agree.
That was like me with that Mind F series. Cassidy's like complaining about everything. I'm like, fair point. Still had a good time. Don't care.
It's just the writing is addicting. Like
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Characters are great. Like it's just so fun to get through them that I'm always entertained, even if I'm like I can see the setbacks in this series.
And Auron's head is like fun to be in. I feel like she's one of the main characters that is actually enjoyable in fantasy. I don't know. I don't read a lot of fantasy, but usually the girls have like pick me energy that I just I can't do it. But I feel like she has like the same energy but without being cringe.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that. I just feel like she's funny, like and she has the kind of humor where she's not even like trying to be funny. It's just like the way that she thinks, and I'm like, I love that. She's like strong. She at least now she knows her worth. Like her growth, like everything about her. I'm like, yes, I want to root for this girl. I want her to succeed in life. So
I agree.
I have a Glow downloaded from KU.
Jealous. Now I have to pay for it.
I still have it.
I'm so annoyed that they took them off KU when it got a UK publisher. It's not a US publisher, people.
I want to.
Oh, they took it off KU?
Yep.
Wow.
She like made a whole announcement about it.
I missed that, or I would have downloaded it before that happened.
Yes. We still got it, folks.
I gotta buy, like, I don't have money for all these books, but I have too many book clubs that I need books for in the next couple of weeks.
I'll probably get like the white hardcover edition, because I got the white hardcover for Gleam.
Those are stunning.
Oh gosh, that paperback's expensive. Sorry.
Self-pub is always.
That's like $25 for a paperback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, Haley said that she liked the epilogue. I love seeing people's reactions to big, crazy events. Interesting. I feel like we didn't get enough reaction.
Yeah.
Like, if we were going to have the whole thing from Rip's perspective, I wanted it to be adding something juicy. Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't want to just hear the same dialogue with just him being like, oh, that was so rude. And I was like, yeah, bro, we know. Like, you weren't adding anything. So,
Yeah.
I do love seeing people's reactions, but not this time.
I do wish too, part of the thing that I liked so much in Glint was the side characters and the relationships he has with like his crew, for lack of a better way to put it. And I wanted more of that. I felt like we got a lot of side characters from the Saddles, and honestly, the Saddles just annoy the ever living crap out of me. Whereas his crew has good banter, and the female like captain, I want to know more about them, and they're just sprinkled. And I'm like, give me more than a sprinkle.
They gave me the crew from Six of Crows vibes.
I can see that. I can see
like that is what the vibes I was getting when I was reading it, because I like they're all tight knit, but they all have their own like kind of goals. They have their own motives, but they're also like loyal. Like I just loved, like Mel said, like their banter was great, and just their interactions. I was like, this feels like a family. Like this,
Yeah, completely agree.
Feels like they actually care about each other. They actually want to help each other. And obviously, when what's her name? Oh my god, the main character, Arin. When she's like in Rip's room for some spicy times, they obviously like know what's going on, but they're so chill about it. Like no one really gives them a hard time in like a serious way. And I just love that. They're all so supportive.
Yeah. I love when she's dangling from the rooftop or whatever.
Oh, with her ribbons.
Oh my god. I can't.
That's funny. I'm interested to see how that plays out too, because it's such a crucial part of her power and who she is. I'm curious to see if it's kind of like a SJM scenario where they grow back, or are they just completely gonzo?
Yeah.
I kind of hope she leans toward the latter just because it's a different choice, but we'll see.
I like completely forgot for a second that her ribbons were cut.
It's like a wing, an angel wing scenario.
Yeah, that was so sad to read. Like
That
it
was
was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like hearing her reaction and her just being like, "Please, like, not my ribbon."
They weren't. I mean, they were an extension of her, but they weren't. If that makes sense. Like, it was more of a relationship rather than an inanimate extension, like an arm.
Yeah.
I feel like they have to grow back, right? Because they are part of the power. So wouldn't you want to explore that? Or maybe it's more convenient to not, because then you have to create like this whole thing with it. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like
her power's not tied to the ribbons though, because of the way that it ended.
Oh.
But I wonder when she basically blew up everything.
Because she went cray cray. Well, not actually, but like she was
like. But they could still move and stuff. Like, so
they're like still alive outside of the body.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she's gonna try to like fix it or like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But I feel like, oh, we didn't talk about the fact that Midas was like the guy that she escaped from and also got to.
I hated that reveal.
Oh no.
I hated it so much. I was like, what? There's no logical, like, no. There's no logical jump from point A to point F over here. Like, what are you doing? There's no point to this. He then died 3 chapters later. Why did you bother? Why?
I feel like, see, again, objectively, totally agree. But I was reading that like, oh my god, T, like what? And then also, I feel like Arin's character development, I think we like briefly talked about it in the last live show where it was almost like an immediate switch of her being like Midas everything to I hate you. I feel like because she grew a lot in the first 3 books, getting that information that he literally has been torturing her whole life maybe like brings her down more, and kind of also why she had that little crazy moment at the end. And like I feel like it's to like bring her down to build her back up better in book
see that.
4 and 5.
But you gotta have like we had A and we had F. What happened to all the letters in between?
Well, you know, Raven Kennedy, she doesn't like to reveal stuff until 3 books in. So
True, but it's just he was known for being this guy that was a flesh trader. He was horrible. He beat his saddles. Like he was a terrible person that was horrible to his saddles. Yet King Midas, for the entire time people have known him for years, has treated his saddles like royalty. That switch makes no sense.
I'm also this point real quick. I want this to be a thing in the next 2 books.
That would be interesting.
Like I feel like her trying to bring them back or like attach them or whatever, that going wrong would be a really cool plot line. But I forgot what I was gonna say, what my original point was.
Something about Midas and the saddles.
Yeah, I got that far. But after that, I don't know.
Close enough.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I hope the ribbons come back because I think
yes.
and I want to learn more about what they are and if they can actually. Yeah, I feel like I am definitely on after this comment. Like I feel like now I'm on board with ribbons coming back because I want them to kind of turn on her or something or like something go wrong with it.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what she did because they're gonna come back. I don't feel like
they're so iconic,
they're
like to the story.
A big part of her, of the whole plot, like everything.
I just hope she does something more interesting than they grew back and everything is the way that it was again. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, I remembered. See, it always comes back to you. I was gonna say I'm a little scared that either Glow or Gold will have some kind of like flashback, or maybe we'll like go back in time to see how we got from like point A to point F with Midas. And I'm like not about that. Like I don't want to go back in time. Like I don't want flash. I want
You're over it.
Yeah, like I want to keep moving in the plot, especially because like it has been pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really really hope that she doesn't do that in the next 2 books.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm very disappointed.
I just don't know what other plot twist. Like I feel like she's had a big reveal in every book. So what could possibly
like what's left?
I think she's going to be some kind of like princess or powerful something because it kind of hits that when she came over here they were like we can't have anything to do with you. We don't want anybody to know who you are. So I think she's going to be some kind of royalty or important person in their old realm.
Yeah. Definitely going to be like something of significance. I'm just very interested to see exactly what Raven Kennedy comes up with for her.
Yeah. Especially because this reminds me a lot of the From Blood and Ash series in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how this author does it. Because
I'm done with Midas. I want like if we did kind of flashbacks more about Rip's past, that I'm all for. I don't care about Midas anymore. I'm like he's gone. We don't know. Grieving.
We're done.
Yeah, like don't do it. So, but I do really really want to know more about Rip. I love him. Like
I like him too.
Yes.
I'm curious to see how I can't even remember her name, but the female commander, Arin asked her how she got to be with Rip and she like clams up. I want to know that story.
Yeah. So I feel like Raven Kennedy has like put little droplets of things that she's going to talk about in the future books like that. But I'm just like, but what's the bigger plot? What's the objective? What's like, where are we headed? I don't know.
I think we're headed, there's 6 kingdoms and there were 7. The 7 is going to come back. Like there's going to be something to do with the 7.
She is like the princess of the 7th kingdom.
Something.
And her magic destroyed it.
But I think there will definitely be like a battle for the 7th kingdom.
Something with the Fae kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really curious. I feel like I'm a lot more invested in the series and what happens than I thought I was gonna be like before starting it. So I'm very intrigued and just excited for the next 2 books.
I'm curious to see where it goes. That's for sure. I do. Man and I were talking about this when you had to reset, but I did physical for books 1 and 2, audio for book 3. And I prefer the audio format for these books. I think it does really because it moves a lot faster, but it doesn't like you're not going to have an audiobook for Glow until Gold comes out, and Gold until a year later. So I'm not going to be able to do that, which is annoying.
Yeah.
The life of an indie author, I suppose.
I love the audiobooks too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the voice is pretty good, the narrator.
Mm-hmm. The narrator is good.
Yeah. I am also very excited to read Glow. Don't know when I'm going to read it, when the sprints are going to be. Don't know when anything is happening in my life, but we'll keep y'all posted.
There will be a live show for it at some point. That's what we know.
Yeah. At some point. Maybe next month, maybe next year. Who knows? I'm just kidding. It will be next month, but yeah. I'm very, very interested. I feel like, how long is
like
Glow?
700 and something pages.
See, like, for a fantasy romance?
They are too long. They just are. It is 738 pages.
Wow.
There's no reason for these to be that long. I think that is the number one thing that's keeping me from loving this series is they drag. It needed, and it's an indie thing because they don't have the editors to say, all right, you repeated this 6 times, I'm gonna need you to cut. So I'm reined it in, concise it a little bit. They don't have that. So it tends to be a little more long-winded.
Yeah. I feel like I really liked the length of Glint.
Yeah.
So it was like about like 440-ish pages.
400. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I feel like Guild went by a little too quick,
Mm-hmm.
and then Gleam was definitely like really long, and it's obviously getting longer. But I feel like if she stuck with that sweet spot of like 400, I think
even 450 I could see, but 740.
Yeah.
That's 2 books.
See, Kaylee, I am the same way because I read this book so fast for it being almost 700 pages.
Yeah.
I need to stop being logical. That's what I hear. Throw out the logic and just enjoy it.
That literally is how I'm reading the series, which is interesting because that's not how I typically read books. But for some reason, the series, I'm just like, give it all. Give it all.
Writing style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so used to like the indie, like the chunky ass books because KU is what I mainly read, and authors love to hit you with the page count because they get paid better.
They get more for every flip. So
so there's like 600-page romance books out here. Like,
they better be slow burn, not too slow.
Girl, only Marina Zapata can do that. Okay. Anyway,
I just finished Culty and loved it. I need to read it.
Yeah.
No, this is not for you.
You will not like this at all. I would love for you to read it because I want your thoughts on how much you don't like it, but I would not recommend.
On a late night live show with Rachel reading romance. Rachel's like, no, I did this before.
Okay, if y'all can make her read Bromance Book Club,
true.
Guild is like,
we got this.
So much better. Like,
you're reading Savage Lands too. We can blame Ash.
Okay.
I'll rope in Ash. We'll get Ash to help us.
Watching y'all talk muse. I need to watch the video with all these silent emotions. Yeah, well, it is fun, especially like all of our reactions and hand gestures. I know I talk with my hands a lot. You just see like what's going on.
Is it so fun? We love you.
You also don't stop it. Like, I don't see you complaining.
Rachel's here for the reactions. She's so like, she'll read it. She's like, it's not even that expressive. She's like
1 star. It was horrible. So what are y'all up to today? Like,
I love it though. I love it.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that you want to talk about? Because I think those we kind of hit on the points that I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we hit on all of the tea I had.
Tea.
I mean, I still gave it a 3-star.
Yeah. But
I mean, I guess it's like one of my favorite series now. Like, I know I don't seem that crazy like right now. I've had a long ass day, but I'm excited. Okay, don't let it fool you. Okay?
It's definitely in the minority. That's for sure.
Yeah, when I got done with the second book, I was like, I haven't been this obsessed with this series since I was like 16. Yeah, so it's on like the level of Twilight, like there was something about it that was nostalgic, even though I hadn't read it before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like I was 16 again, like staying up till 4 a.m. I'm a full blown adult. I have a fucking 5 a.m. job.
It really is her writing style. I feel like it really gets you.
So that's my hot take.
No, I know you love it because I remember you finished Glint and you messaged me like, guys, this was amazing, 5 stars.
I'm proud of you for having not yet read Glow.
Like all caps. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Read it. Read Akatar. Yeah, I stayed up so late reading these books. So fun.
Yes.
They're so good. I had that feeling with the Poppy War trilogy. Yeah.
I need to read that.
It's always good to find a book that makes you want to stay up.
Yes. It's unmatched.
Like, such a good feeling.
It is.
Like, you're sitting there, it's 3 a.m. You know you gotta wake up in 2 hours, but you're like, I can't stop.
But that means it's so good. Like, the fact that you're choosing to read it instead of sleeping, I don't know about you, but that is not the same as it was when I was 16. Like, I didn't care back then. But now I'm like, girl, can't be doing this.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that is the end of the live show for Gleam. Thank you, everyone, for coming and for chatting with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Still do not know what happened. I don't understand. But we got it fixed somehow. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't happen next time. We will be having sprints for Glow at some point this month. I don't know when, but we'll get back to you. Definitely join the Discord if you haven't already. And yeah, I think that's it. So have a very good rest of your evening.